Senator Tulfo.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First of all, I've been informed that Secretary Rosario Vergere cannot join us today because she has to attend a weekly cabinet meeting in Malacanang. And I appreciate that for giving us notice since yesterday. And Mr. Chair, nabanggit mo kanina, pumunta po ako sa National Center for Mental Health. This was a few weeks ago. And marami po ako napansin na mga pagkukulang, kapabayaan. At ako'y natutuwa dahil pinapunta ko po yung aking staff doon, isa sa mga staff ko, para tingnan kung naayos na nga ba yun na pag-usapan namin ni Dr. Noel Reyes. And fortunately, and I'm very happy to announce na nagawa ng paraan. O, di ba? O, natatawa si ma'am. Mamaya po ma'am, hindi kayo tatawa. Anyway, yung dating mabaho, naging mabango na. Yung dating marumi, naging malinis na. In short, salamat po, Dr. Reyes. At ginawa niyo po yung nararapat para sa kapakanan ng inyong mga pasyente. Okay. Now, Mr. Chair, National Center for Mental Health is not the mother of all irregularities, as some people think. However, I might say, it is the dinosaur of all corruption, because corruption inside NCMH has been happening for ages. And now, with the help of my colleagues, I'll make sure, right here, right now, we will make it extinct. Nakakalungkot isipin na yung mga pasyenteng pinagsisilbihan po ng NCMH people, especially mga matataas ang ranggo, they know na wala silang mga boses. And therefore, since wala silang boses at hindi sila makapagsumbong, they're being taken advantage of, being abused. Yung mga budget na para sa kanila, dapat mapunta for their food and well-being, na para mapaayos at mapagaling sila sa tamang panahon, hindi po nangyari sapagkat meron nga pong tinatawag na rampant corruption. Mamaya po, isa-isahin ko po itong mga korupsyon na nagaganap sa loob ng NCMH. Meron pong nangyayaring bantay sa lakay. Sa halip na bantayan ng kalusugan ng mga pasyente doon, sinasalakay yung budget na para sa kanila. And again, with the help of my colleagues, puputulan po natin ang sungay, pangil at buntot ang lahat ng mga taong sangkot sa katiwalian sa NCMH at ginagawang kawawa for a very long time ang mga pasyente doon. Trabaho lang, walang personalan. Now, to direct my questioning to Dr. Noel Reyes. Dr. Reyes, si Dr. Beverly Azucena, isa po sa mga nasampa ng kaso sa ombudsman. And Dr. Alden Cuyos, siya po at that time nung magsampahan ng kaso, and nagsampa ng kaso noon ay si Roland Cortez. And who is Roland Cortez? Siya po yung may posisyon ninyo ngayon. Kaya po siyang in-expose niya dahil gusto niya linisin siya ng 3 pwesto. And before you answer that question, did you know na itong si Dr. Beverly Azucena at Dr. Alden Cuyos ay magkasintahan? Wala akong problema kung sila po ay magkasintahan. Ito po ay, ano po ito alam po ito na marami sa NCMH. Wala tayong pakialam kung sila po ay magkasintahan. Ang pakialam po natin, sila po ay parehong merong sensitive position at pwede nila magamit yung kanilang position bilang tag team para ma-facilitate ang mga gusto nilang mangyaring kalokohan. Now, answer please my first question. Bakit niyo po binigyan ng sensitive position si Dr. Azucena the fact na siya po ay kinasuhan sa ombudsman? at siya po'y na-promote po nyo. Promote nyo pa po. Dr. S.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Senator. Uh, I to answer that po, the position of Dr. Beverly Azucena is not for me to give.
And who gave the position, sir?
The item po of the Chief Medical Professional Staff, ang nag-a-appoint po niyan is the Department of Health, not the Medical Center Chief.
So you're saying na
Po.
ang Department of Health ang nag-appoint sa kanya?
Yes po, and
Pero pwede niyo po siyang harangin bilang po Medical Center Chief. Pwede ho kayo magrekomenda. Am I right or am I right?
the appointment po, Senator, happened before I was in the National Center for Mental Health. I came at 2018. She was already a chief of clinics by so much earlier than that.
Still,
Opo.
para naman po i-honor nyo yung memory po
Na,
ng inyong pinalitan na si Dr. Roland Cortez na napakatino na opisyal na pinatay, minurder, inassassinate dahil sa kanyang expose ng mga kalokohan dyan sa MCMH. At isa sa mga kinasuhan niya ay si Dr. Azucena and now siya po ay na-promote.
wala pong
And on top of this, si Dr. Cuyos po na head ng Bids and Awards Committee at that time, siya po ay na-promote at nabigyan pa 3 pwesto. At alam po ninyong lahat, at alam po dito sa NCMH, again, allegedly, sabi nila doon, ito po yung dalawa is in a relationship. Now, i-deny mo to, may mga question ako. Are you denying it or not? And my question to you now directly, friendship po itong dalawa, yes or no? If you said no, then meron ako ibabato sa iyo na katanungan.
they are co-workers and therefore they are friends, of course.
They're
po.
friends. And you're friends with these two, and you go a long way, right?
So with other doctors in the-
Exactly. Correct. Now, bakit po hindi nyo narekomenda na bigyan na lang ng ibang posisyon itong si Dr. Beverly Azucena at itong si Dr. Cuyos?
Uh,
Now, go ahead.
to answer po, Dr. Cuyos neither received any promotion.
No?
No promotion po. It's a designation.
He's
Being the chairman of the Bids and Awards is not a promotion, sir. It's a designation. It's an added duty.
yes, he is the head of the community. As such, siya po ang nagde-decide kung sino po ang mabibigyan ng kontrata.
No po. NCMH is very unique at having 2 chief of clinics, one for hospital
I
and
know.
one for community service.
Correct.
Dr. Cuyos is an OIC, meaning hindi pa po siya na-appoint ng Department of Health as a chief of
Hindi pa
clinics.
siya na-appoint pero nagagawa na niya, nagagampanan na niya yung mga tungkulin bilang chief, although he's just an OIC, right?
OIC po.
Okay,
Oo.
pinaikot niyo lang po
Hindi,
yung aking katanungan.
kasi
But
po-
still, even if he's
Opo.
only an OIC, nagagawa niya po yung ginagawa ng isang tao na designated na talaga bilang chief,
Opo.
right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Bakit ko po naitanong ito? Let's start with the food. Dati po, yung mga pagkain, yung raw food products, tama? Binibid niyo po yan,
Mhm.
it's under goods. And after yung manalo sa bidding, dinadala po yung raw food products, meat, poultry, vegetables, fish, etc. At doon po niluluto ng dietitian ninyo sa NCMH. 80 million po ang worth noon at that time. Now, ano pong ginawa nitong si Azucena at si Cuyos? Alam niyo po ito. But anyway, sasabihin ko rin sa inyo. Ang ginawa po nila, in-outsource po yung bidding para sa food. 1. Number 2, nung in-outsource po nila yung bidding for the food, biniyak-biyak po nila yung kontrata na dapat isang kontrata yon. 1 contract for food, biniyak nila sa breakfast, lunch, and dinner under 1 contract, which is wrong. Number 2, matapos nila ma-outsource yung sa food, 3 years contract. Biniding po yung first year. Succeeding year, second year, third year, wala na pong bidding. Kasi nga po, nilagay nila sa services. they go around with it, the system. Sa second year, renewal na lamang, Mr. Chair. Third year, renewal na lamang. At pwedeng pataasan na ng presyo dahil nga hindi na bidding, renewal na lamang. From 80 million, now it goes up to 250 million. At yan po dahil sa pakikipagsabwatan di umano ni Dr. Azucena at Dr. Cuyos. Now, I may add, i-deny mo na wala silang relasyon. Yung cottage po na tinutuloyan ngayon ni Dr. Cuyos, right? Inside NCMH. Under sa name po ni Dr. Azucena. And meron po mga records. If you will deny this, then I will show you some records later on na itong dalawa, minsan kasama ka pa, nag-abroad kayo. Yes, you may say no, but later on, documents will be produced. Now these two, they go out of the country several times magkasama. And there was one instance, or probably a couple of instances, na kasama ka rin. And you will deny this, of course. Karapatan mo mag-deny. But records will show later on. Now, bakit po ganon? Alam naman po natin na napakahalaga yung pagkain para sa mga pasyente. Kailangan po yan para sa kanilang kalusugan, para sila po'y mapagaling. Ang nangyari, binabalasubas po ang mga pagkain nila. Kulang-kulang, bitin. In fact, if you remember, Mr. Chair, nung pumunta ako doon, isa sa mga pasyenteng nakausap ko, sabi, bitin po sir ang pagkain namin dito. Ibig sabihin, God damn, pati sa pagkain, wala nang awa, dudugasan niyo pa yung mga kawawang pobreng pasyente ng NCMH. Another conflict of interest. Sunshine Recovery. You know what is Sunshine Recovery? Alam niyo kung sino may-ari nito?
It's a group of doctors.
Exactly. And you know that that's conflict of interest. And why do you allow it? And why did you allow it? It's conflict of interest sapagkat this is a psychiatric facility owned by Reyes, Cuyos, and Avila. Deny mo? I'll produce a record later on.
Kindly, sir.
Yes. So, bakit po ina-allow ito na mangyari itong conflict of interest? Why did you allow it?
Sir, just to answer your allegation, sir, the outsource of food was not due to Dr. Cuyos and Dr. Azucena. The outsourcing of food was decided upon by Dr. Cortez, our former director, because he observed that when we purchase raw food, pilferage was rampant. Now, so he outsourced it. It was during the time of Dr. Cortez that the outsourcing of the food happened. Right? So,
Excuse me, sir. Produce a record showing that
Yes,
it
sir.
was Dr. Cortez's time na ito po ay nag-outsource na kung saan from 80 million ay naging 250 million. And let me remind you, sir, are they under oath, Mr. Chair?
yes. Ay, hindi pa.
Pwede ba paki-under oath ito, Comsec? Please put this gentleman under oath.
Dr. Reyes, may I ask you to stand, sir, and raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this investigation, in this inquiry of the Committee on Health and Demography?
Yes, I
Take a seat, sir.
Si Dr. Cortez po ay isang matinong tao. Kaya nga po, in-expose niya po yung katiwalian na ginagawa ng kanyang mga kasamahan at dahil po dyan, nabuwis po yung kanyang buhay. Siya po'y minarder, inassassinate, pinatay. At yung pong sangkot sa pagpatay sa kanya ay si Avila. Kailan niyo po yun? At yung pong gunman, confessed gunman, itinuro si Avila na kanilang mastermind. At kasama po sa mga kinasuhan dito, isa na ay itong si Dr. Beverly Azucena. Now, you're telling me itong questionable na pag-outsource ng pagkain ay kagagawan ni Dr. Cortez na kung saan from 80 million lumundag sa 250 million, going up to 300 million pa siguro. Kagagawan ni Dr. Cortez. Now, nakakalungkot po, nagagamitin mo po yung pangalan ni Dr. Cortez, patay na po siya at wala na ho siyang kakayahan na idepensa pasinungalingan yung anuman allegations meron kayo against him now. And I know na kaya niyo pong manipulahin nila, not you. But there are certain people there na kaya manipulahin yung mga dokumentong palabasin na si Dr. Cortez ang may kagawaan kahit na hindi siya. And wala na po siyang kakayahan magdepensa para i-deny because he's dead. Because he was murdered, because he was killed, because he exposed all this katiwalian na involved po ng ilan sa inyo dyan sa NCMH. I'm not saying exactly nakasama ka doon. What I'm saying is there are some people, unfortunately, these people are your henchmen or alipores mo.
Actually po, I'm stating the opposite. It was Dr. Cortez who observed that the patient is not been receiving adequate nutrition. And that is the reason why he outsourced it. Because during the time po na in-outsource niya, nawala po yung pilferage ng mga raw food materials. Pangalawa po,
Okay, if your problem is pilferage, how much is that pilferage of food cost? 80 million compares sa in-outsource nyo to 250 million. Does it make sense? Does it connect? No.
actually po,
Kung pilferage po ang pinag-usapan nyo, 80 million, okay? 80 million. Pinipilfer tong 80 million. Sabihin natin, for the sake of argument, pinilfer po yung kalahati ng 80 million. 40 million pala dyan na pupunta sa pilferage. My God. Versus, nung in-outsource, umabot sa 250 million ang halaga. Does it make sense? You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure it out.
I agree, Senator. But during that time, no, the caloric requirement for a patient was stated at 1,800 kilocalories. No? Kaya po yung cost ng outsource, dun po nakakompute. And during that time po, since it's outsourced, of course, it is going to be bidded out. At marami naman pong sumali sa bidding
Yes,
process.
but the bidding is only done the first year. Second year, wala na pong bidding. Ang nangyayari po, renewal na lang. And third year, renewal na lang, which is bawal. Pero alam niyo pong ginawa niyo? Kasi kapag sa goods yan, kailangan po bidding yan yearly. So, nakakita po kayo ng butas, umikot kayo, pinasa niyo po sa services. Dahil pag sa services, hindi na nga po yan i-renew na lang.
Actually po, the outsource contract awarded to the winning bidder was signed by Dr. Cortez, and it stated in the terms of reference that the contract is 3 years, renewable every year.
Question muna, Dr. Reyes. Yung sinabi kanina about the designation of the BAC chairman, ang question ko po is, sino po ang nag-designate ng BAC chairman? Sino po ang nag-designate ng BAC chairman po?
Usually po, it's the medical center chief.
So kayo po ang nag-designate ng
But
BAC?
during the designation of Dr. Kasi doon na po siya dati galing eh. And during my time, during Dr. Cortez time, I was the chairman of the BAC. And
Itong current BAC chairman, sino po ang nag-designate sa
sa
kanya?
ngayon po, it is chaired by Dr. Vic Pontabella and Dr. Alden Cuyos. Dalawa po. Hinati na po namin
So,
yung...
kayo po ang nag-designate sa kanila? Okay. Second question. Itong mga pasyente na sinasabi niyong binibigyan niya ng mga pagkain, no? Since meron silang mental health problem, meron bang nakakareklamo ba sila?
Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Chair.
I don't think so.
Yes po.
I beg to disagree.
There
No,
are-
sorry, Mr. Chair.
Mm.
No, you know better.
Po.
Ang mga mental health patients, they're considered as forgotten, even by their families, except doon po sa mga nasa pay ward. Mr. Chair, they know that. Now, these people are voiceless. Wala silang boses. Hindi sila makapagreklamo. And as such, they're being abused. But now, I'm telling you, Mr. Reyes, meron silang boses at yung boses nila nakabibingi. At ang boses nila ay Senado. I'll make sure of that.
And that's